LookCatchu here, and I have a question for you. Do you enjoy bubbles and shrimp? You basically take a shrimp, dip it in some batter, and poof! It magically puffs up, just like if you poked a puffer fish, which I obviously don't have any past experience doing because it's a dangerous fish. What is this sorcery? How is this possible? If you eat enough of these bubble shrimps, you may in fact turn into a bubble shrimp yourself. And the taste of the shrimp, oh, so good. But since I'm a good Samaritan and don't believe in spoilers, you'll just have to wait till the end for a little taste test. So let's get bubble shrimping. I have here some black tiger shrimp gigantico. Not sure why they use Spanish, but we're here for it. And we aren't cheaping out here in LookCatchu's kitchen. This bag costed me an arm and a leg. But as they say, go big or go home. I'm gonna remove the shell but keep the tail intact. And I bet you didn't know that the shell of a shrimp is actually the skeleton, aka exoskeleton. Pretty neat. Now, since I caught these shrimp with my bare hands from the deep freezer section of my supermarket, it came deveined. But if you're not as skilled as me in catching already deveined shrimp, then you're gonna have to devein them yourself, which sucks for you. We need to make sure that they are thoroughly dried, or else you'll end up with an oil makeover from head to toe, which actually might be a camp look now that I think about it. I'll be keeping it simple today by seasoning the shrimp with a bit of salt. You can also add other seasonings of your choice, such as garlic powder or smoked paprika, but I don't recommend black pepper. Why? Because black specks will be encrusted into the bubble and interfere with that flawless golden bubble aesthetic we're looking for. To a medium bowl, I'll toss in some cornstarch, potato starch, pop a little all-purpose flour, a tad bit of baking powder, drizzle in some vegetable oil, chuck in some egg whites, and yes, only the whites, do not include the yolk, and a splash of water. Then we're gonna do a little mixy mix. Taking our time to make sure there are no lumps or clumps. And you'll know when it's ready, when you can make ribbons in the bowl, but it'll disappear in a second or two. Now let me explain to you why we use both corn and potato starch. Of the starches, potato starch is elite and will help the formation to that big, beautiful bubble that we're looking for on our shrimp. Now, cornstarch will also lead to a crispy crust, but it also helps balance out the gluten in the all-purpose flour, making the batter nice and floofy on the inside, just like me. But LookCatchu, I don't have potato starch. What do I do? In that case, you can sub it for more cornstarch. Just be prepared for a smaller, but still crispy, shrimp bubble. In a large pot on medium-high heat, I'll add in my vegetable oil, enough to cover the shrimp, and then some. And to see if the oil is hot enough, drizzle in some of the batter, and if it puffs up immediately, then you're good to go. Dipping the shrimp one at a time, I find that dipping them all the way to the tail edge and then 1 centimeter further onto the tail acts as a seal to ensure your shrimp will balloon up properly. That way, no air can escape. And for a little more magic, ladle some of that hot oil onto the shrimp and watch it poof up even more. So magical. But LookCatchu, what's causing the shrimp to bubble up like a balloon? Well, egg whites are a natural leavening agent that provides a structure for the creation of a puffy crust. Also, the moisture from the egg and the water we added will convert from liquid to steam, expanding the crust and thus giving us a puffy and light golden bubble of shrimpy goodness. And of course, we know that baking powder is a chemical leavening agent that'll puff up your shrimp real nice. Let the shrimp swim in the oil until crispy golden brown. Should take less than a minute to cook, as we don't want our shrimp to turn into a bouncy ball. Gently place your shrimp onto a wire rack to cool, keeping in mind that the shrimp may deflate after a few minutes of sitting out. Let's take a moment to make a gorgeous dipping sauce. Tossing in some mayo, I'm gonna use my fancy garlic press to ensure that all that garlicky goodness gets soaked in. Crack in some fresh black pepper and top it off with freshly squeezed lemon juice. Do a little mixy mix, and there we have it. LookCatchu's famous garlic aioli. Let's head to the taste test. Alright, so this is the finished product. And let's begin the taste test. And I'm super excited. Alright, look at that, gorgeous, just like you. First bites for you. Nom nom nom. Let's do a little dip in our garlic aioli. Ooh. Ooh. Alright. Shrimp is so tender, perfectly cooked. Since the bubble is so big, you'd expect it to have a non-existent sort of mouth feel, right? Because when you bite into it, it's like mostly all air on the top, but at the bottom is where the fluffy batter is. So the top nice and crispy, bottom nice and floofy. The perfect combination, and this garlic aioli is amazing. And if you're wondering why this bubble shrimp deflates, it's because once you remove the shrimp from the hot oil, the hot air inside the shrimp will cool down and the air will escape, causing it to deflate. However, it's still very delicious. Alright, so this gets LookCatchu's stamp of approval. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post once a week. And I'll see you guys next time. And if you're wondering why it deflates, it's because, oops.